Hey y'all, hey, Erica with TimetoShrink. I was tagged, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or more to do a 39 questions tag, and I meant to do it and it's on my schedule and it just didn't happen. So we're gonna do it today. What is your favorite candle scent? I'm not real big on candles. I feel like there's a lot of toxic fumes and stuff with a lot of them. A lot of the like Bath and Body Works or those different things, there's just like a lot of chemicals in them. I don't think it's that great for our health, so I kind of just skip those. I know a lot of people love them. That's fine, you do you, but I don't really do the whole candle thing. I'm very, very sensitive to smells and chemicals, so it's just not good for me. Do you know a hoarder? I don't think so. I don't think I know anybody that's a hoarder. Can I do splits? Oh my gosh, no. I have zero flexibility. I am not flexible, y'all. Nope. How old were you when you learned to ride a bike? I got a bike when I was probably in 3rd grade. Learned how to ride it, rode it maybe twice. I was not an outside kid. I like to play in my bedroom with my Barbies or with my dolls. Read, I read incessantly. I was not really an outside child. It wasn't my thing. How many countries have you lived in? Just the one. I live in South Carolina, y'all. Have not lived anywhere. I've lived other places in the US over my life, but I've never lived in another country. Do you have any family in the military? Not really. When I was young, my dad was in the military, he got his doctorate and did his residency and all that through the military. So growing up, we moved a decent amount, but he got out when I was still relatively young, so not now. However, because he was, I'm able to use USAA for banking, and USAA banking / insurance is amazing. What an amazing service. What was your worst grade on a test? I was always an A student, y'all. I had one class in high school and one class in college that I really struggled with, and they were both math related, and I got a low C, actually an actual C grade, which for my type A perfectionist personality was not okay, but I am just not super math smart. So probably a low C. Favorite TV show as a kid? When I was really young, I loved the Flintstones. I was a Flintstone girl. As I got a little older, I was a Saved by the Bell girl and then a 90210 girl. American or British accent? I love to hear a good British accent. I definitely, like even on my GPS thing, I like when I switch it to a British accent for my directions. However, my Southern accent, iPhone and the cars, any kind of Siri, all of those things, they don't fully understand Southern. Southern is its own accent, y'all, and they don't always get me, and it's frustrating. Oh my gosh. Did your mom graduate high school? Yes, and college. Are your grandparents still married? My grandparents are no longer with us, but they were married up until they each died. Have you ever taken karate lessons? Yeah, no. I used to do kickboxing at the gym, but not like real karate now. First amusement park. There was one in Ohio or maybe Pennsylvania. I can't remember. It was called Conneaut, and went there when I was young when I would visit my grandparents. Is your father bald? Nope, not at all. He has a good head of hair. Do you know any triplets? Not personally. I know there's a family at our church that has some triplets, but I don't really know them personally. Prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Titanic, y'all. It's just Titanic, right? Does anybody else not pick Titanic? Have you ever had Indian food? Yes, I really enjoy Indian food. I have not had it often because my husband does not really enjoy Indian food, so we don't go out for Indian food. I would love to have more Indian food. I really, really do enjoy it. My daughter really enjoys it also. What is your favorite restaurant? I don't really have a favorite restaurant. I like all different types of food. Like I really like all different types of food. I really enjoy going out to a nice restaurant and lots of different ethnic restaurants. So I don't really have one favorite. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? yes, I'm not a huge fan of Olive Garden. I'm not a huge fan of chain restaurants. If I could go to a more authentic restaurant, I'm going to pick it over a chain restaurant for the most part. But I've definitely been to Olive Garden. It's not my favorite. I do love their breadsticks and their zuppa Toscana soup. Those would probably be my two favorite things at the Olive Garden. Neither of which I can have anymore since I did keto. Do you belong to any warehouse stores? Oh yes, warehouse stores. I love Costco. Absolutely love Costco. Used to belong to Sam's. I think that membership's gone now. We just go to Costco as far as wholesale memberships go now, but I'm definitely a Costco girl. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite sex? I don't know. I have zero clue. What is your nickname? I don't really have a nickname. I guess I have my YouTube name, which is TimetoShrink, but Erica doesn't really shorten to much, so I don't really have a nickname. Who is your favorite person? My hubby. Jason is definitely my favorite person. He's my best friend. Don't know what I would do without him. Definitely my favorite person. And my little man is homesick today, and he like jumped up and ran over here. He thought it was gonna be him. I love you, Andrew. Do you live in rural or suburbs? I guess we live in the suburbs. I don't know. We're definitely not rural, so suburbs. Can you whistle? Not at all. Never been able to whistle. I wish I could. It seems like it's really easy when other people do it, but I don't really. I take that back. I don't wish I could. My father whistles all the time, and the pitch of people's whistles often will cause a headache for me. Like, I used to be very, very, very prone to headaches before I went gluten-free. That seemed to help a lot, but I still just, the pitch of whistles is not my favorite thing. Do you sleep with a nightlight? No, I like it to be dark, 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 very dark. I don't like any light. What medical conditions do you have? Medical conditions, y'all. We could just go on and on. I'm a little bit of a medical mystery. I've had lots of things that took forever to diagnose. My major diagnosis right now is fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition, and I greatly suffer from it, actually on disability because of it. I have good days and bad days, but a lot of not so good days. Going keto has absolutely helped. It's the anti-inflammatory part of it has greatly helped my chronic pain, but that's definitely something I live with. I also have depression and anxiety. Those are also things I live with and take medication for on a daily basis. But that's really it. Those are the main things. Do you take daily medication? Yes, I take medication for depression and anxiety. I take medication for my chronic pain. I take vitamins, lots of vitamins because I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. So I have a lot of medicines and all kinds of ways to organize them and get right for the medicines. I wish I could say no, that I don't take medicines other than my vitamins, but yeah, I have quite a few. When were you last at the hospital? This week, my little man had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy at the pediatric hospital locally, so we were just at the hospital. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Multiple times. I have kids. Yeah, we've definitely seen Finding Nemo. It was such a cute movie. I really, really do like that one. What was the last compliment you received? I got a compliment from someone on YouTube recently about, they reposted on Instagram about my YouTube channel, and that just made my day. Like, so sweet to take the time to share with me how I've been helpful to them. Like, that's really, really cool. Do you remember your dreams? Not usually, but sometimes I'll have a really crazy dream that I do remember, and a lot of times my husband did something in it to make me mad, and I wake up and I'm like legit mad at him, even though he did it in a dream. Isn't that weird? Do y'all ever do that? Not very often, but it's definitely happened. What flavor of tea do you enjoy? I've really been into tea lately, hot tea. I like cold. My very favorite is Starbucks. This is like my all-time favorite thing at Starbucks. I get a cold white peach tea with no classic syrup, so unsweetened. Then I have them add 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla and some heavy whipping cream. It tastes like a peach pie. Like, it is my favorite. I like a regular English breakfast. At night, there's one called Kava Kava that is relaxing, and it also helps curb my snacking. Nighttime snacking is my downfall, so tea has really been clutch for me with that. How many pairs of shoes do you have? I am not big on spending a lot of money on myself, so I don't really have very many, like a handful, less than 10. I can't remember exactly, but not a whole lot. And my clothing has dwindled down to not much either since I've lost weight and not really replaced much. How old were you when you were told Santa wasn't real? I don't think I was ever told that. I think we just kind of pretended that we believed in Santa forever. We got stocking presents from Santa. I still get stockings from my parents from Santa, so we never really had that chat. Can you speak a second language? I really can't. I took 5 years of Spanish in high school. I could write a whole research paper in Spanish. I never got the accent down very well. Everybody always said I spoke Southern Spanish and made fun of me, like, not jokingly, not really made fun of me, but joked about my accent and my Spanish accent. I never could speak it well, and at this point I really don't even remember it. It did not stick in my head very well at all. Do you fart? Of course not. Yeah, everybody farts, y'all. Part of life, right? Do you have a best friend? My husband is definitely my best friend, so absolutely. Last question. Have you ever been arrested? I've never been arrested, no, but I have been in the back of a police car once. We'll just leave it at that. That's it. So 39 questions asked and answered. Learned more than you probably wanted to know about me. So that is it. I shall talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.